really feeling them. So we grow up in this super patriarchal society where femininity is so condemned. Okay, don't cry, it's weak. Don't be. This crazy shit going on in the world, right? And all individually, we are affected differently. And we're all collectively affected on a very similar level as well. Because there's just a lot going on, a lot of energetic fields happening all at the same time. And so as we're going, as this whole COVID started and the fear mongering, the media, the demons coming to light, human trafficking, the wealthy, social rights, like all of it is just kind of like, okay. So as this is all going on, we all have our own personal struggles. Millions of people lost their jobs. People were getting very sick and dying. We're not sure if it was really COVID related at all. Like nobody knows anything. Okay. So we're all scared. We all have all this crazy shit going on. And then we all are fighting our own individual struggles. A lot of them being mental health. Mental health was, I struggled with it. And I would say overall, I'm a pretty even kilter, happy human. Who's has usually a pretty positive outlook on life, usually happy-go-lucky. But I felt like I lost like a large portion of my identity. Like, everything was shut down. I lost my job and I love my job. I would often say that I'm like a introverted extrovert. I'm very good with my job and I love people and I love creating the relationships with them. And I'm not just a bartender. I would often say that the people that come and sit at my bar, they're my friends. I see them regularly. A large portion of them have my phone number. I've gone out with them outside of work. I've had dinner at their homes. They've taken me to dinner. Like, they take care of me. And it's just a very simple joy of my life. And, well, that was gone. And so then you have, like, identity crisis at the same time that you're like, oh, this isn't that bad. And then a lot of us turned to, I drank a lot. I won't lie there. I definitely drank a lot, COVID. And, they talk about the freshman 15. How about like the COVID fucking 30?
Yeah. Everybody gained a couple pounds.
And
sure.
It was like coming out of winter. Like, okay. So here we are, like, all trying to start new hobbies, trying to keep ourselves busy, crying into pillows, fighting with our significant others. I mean, and that's another thing. Like, think of how many relationships were strained during this. Right. I was victim to that. And so I ended up, I often say, like, one of my favorite things, because, the last couple of years have been up and down. I will often say that 2018 was the hardest year of my entire existence because a lot of crazy shit happened and I had to learn a lot about myself. And so coming into like COVID and everything, and it was a completely different experience than any of us have ever had. Even think of like our grandparents, like, the last time something like this happened to this caliber was the Spanish flu.
Right.
And that was in the 1918, 1920s. Like,
right.
So, it was just kind of something that generationally a lot of us hadn't seen. And so all of us are struggling in our own fashions. And then we have like the media telling us all of these things when ultimately like so many people started struggling with mental health, like right. Isolation. I'm so sorry, but one, being around people builds your immune system. Also being around people, like human touch legitimately sets off chemicals in your brain right. that keep you healthy. And so you have like all these people extremely fighting with this, along with worrying about money, along with everything that's going on. And so unfortunately, one of my relationships was the victim of COVID, which is cool. It's cool. But at the same time, like, what I say often is bad things don't happen, just catalysts for self-growth. So COVID, any experience that you could say, oh man, that really sucked. Like, but okay, coming out of it, you have all of this insight looking back, like, okay. And I hate this cliche more than anything. Hindsight's 2020. I hate that cliche. And it's because it is so accurate. I mean, think about it in general, like hindsight's 2020. And especially after this year, hindsight's really going to be 2020. Like, right. Like, we really get to look at that. Like the dumpster fire of 2020 will be hindsight.
Right.
And so just kind of like looking back at all your experiences, there's not really bad things. They're just catalysts for self-growth. So you're learning about yourself, you're learning about your reactions, you're learning about this, that, and the other thing. And so I would say that I had some heartbrokenness. And instead of following old patterns, I decided I was done. And I wanted to handle handle shit in a positive fashion. So I made the decision to quit drinking. I made the decision to get rid of my television. Yeah, I got rid of my television. And I started reading.
Right.
And I started talking to my friends. And part of, like, a lot of people don't understand, alcohol numbs you. And so when you drink even casually, you're less likely to feel emotions or understand what you're feeling or why you're feeling it. And so I got to this point where I was just flooded with all the emotions because I was no longer using alcohol. I had been through this experience that really kind of fucking sucked. It really sucked hard. And so I started reading. And the first book I read was called The Wisdom of a Broken Heart. Okay, all right, don't judge me here. I was turning to Let Me Help You Help Yourself books, which I've always loved. I've read a good number of them. And so I'm like, okay, well, we're just going to go down this train. We're going to listen to podcasts. We're going to really focus on mental health and how to work past this in the healthiest fashion possible. And so I start reading this book, and reading this book, it talks about, emotions and understanding what the emotions are and feeling them, really, really feeling them. So we grow up in this super patriarchal society where femininity is so condemned. Okay, don't cry, it's weak. Don't be a pussy. Like, don't feel your feelings. Suck it up, boy. Different. That's like how it is. And it is so negatively viewed to cry, which, okay, well, crying is really just a release of energy, which emotions like, feelings, you feel them in other parts of your body. And so it's just kind of one of those things. Okay, so people choose not to feel, so they turn to alcohol or some sort of outlet that takes their mind off it. Well, I started meditating.
Right.
I started meditating. I started feeling all of the feelings, like all of them. Again, here I am, like, looking back at this and even recognizing how I feel about myself now and to 3 months ago in this journey that I've been going on, like, it makes me want to cry right now, like feeling them, gratitude and joy. And so I started sitting, and like, it was a recommendation in this book is to sit with your emotions and make friends with them.
Right.
So sit there and feel them. And when you feel them, recognize it. And okay, I'm feeling this way. And so as I'm reading this book, I'm chatting with one of my friends who's a phenomenal potter and knows some very amazing people all over the country. And she connected me with a woman that she knows locally named Lauren. And Lauren, she is an apothecary, actually. And she teaches.
What's an apothecary?
An apothecary is like an herbalist, somebody who takes different herbs and flowers, different plants, to make different apothecary blends that you can smoke. You can make tea out of them. You can use them in their medicinal, in their own purity of what they are.
Okay.
Okay, cool, right?
Perfect.
So she has the education in that, and then she has a lot of education in holistic medicine as far as like, okay, so I was interested in Reiki, which Reiki is going through, like, okay, we all have chakra points. We have 7 chakra points in our body. And essentially what it is, it's the flow of energy. And so you can have a chakra that's going to be open, and it's going to be open flow, like flowing energy through it.
Right.
And you can have them closed where you're going to have blockages. And so all of the different chakras are correlated with different colors, different feelings, different, behaviors. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to reach out to this woman. And so I reach out to her, and I have a meeting with her, and I start kind of telling her about my situation and the book that I'm reading, and, feeling emotions and how I'm starting to meditate and just really just sit and be still and to listen. And so I start telling her about these things, and we're kind of like in a meeting to talk about like what kind of things she can offer me. And, she starts talking to me about shadow work. And I kind of like thought, I'm like, okay, well, what's shadow work? Well, shadow work is we all have our shadow selves. And so we have our ego, which are all of these things that we tell ourselves that we are, like, okay, you are Casey, that's your name, that's who your identity is, that's your ego, right? And all of the things that you've done, all of your accomplishments, things that you think you are.
Right.
Well, we also have this shadow self. And the shadow self is all still things that we are, but it's not necessarily things that we look at or listen to.
Right.
So you can look at, different qualities, traits, like, okay, I'm a jealous person, which this was the example Lauren used. I'm a jealous person. And so you like acknowledge that, but you just choose to not be a jealous person, but still somewhere deep down inside, you're still a jealous person. And you have specific reasons to why you're jealous,
Right.
or why you feel you have trust issues, or why you feel you have this problem, or whatever. So as she's talking to me about this, she's like, okay, well, I'd like to do guided meditations with you, start working through shadow work. I'll give you journal prompts and we'll do some Reiki. And so I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. And I sign up to start doing these classes and to start working through some stuff. And at the same time, like, I'm still reading books pretty heavily. Like, at this point in time, I'd probably moved from the Wisdom of a Broken Heart, which I definitely felt wise coming out of, to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, which I think everybody should read that because it is so amazing on the fact of presence, presence and just really acknowledging the moment that you're in, because why would we think so much about the past or the future, right?
Right.
Like, just really acknowledge what we're doing. And it was also one breaking down the ego, like talking about ego. Okay, so we all have this thing called an ego, right?
Right.
And we can handle it.
Right.
We can totally handle it because it can be a nasty, ugly thing, or you can learn and grow with it. And it's kind of like, I don't want to say breaking it down, but you are essentially breaking it down to rebuild it.
Right.
And so as we start and so at this time I'm reading those books along with going to regular counseling sessions, spending plenty of hang time with my girlfriends, surrounding myself with people, like-minded individuals who are going to support me, one, not drinking, two, listen to me ramble about all of these things and feelings that I'm feeling, and sit with me and cry and let me cry, or bring me flowers, or bring me kombucha, or, just ask me if I want to hang out.
Right.